You went in for shampoo and toothpaste. 45 minutes later, you walked out $100 lighter, carrying a bag full of things you never wrote on any list. And here's the part that stings. You're not careless. You're not bad with money. You work hard for that paycheck. Yet somehow, a Japanese family earning the exact same amount ends up saving roughly 3 times what you do, not by being stricter, not by being smarter, but by quietly refusing to pay a set of invisible rents that you've been paying every single month for years without ever noticing. So let's do something uncomfortable together. Let's follow your money through one ordinary month and watch, expense by expense, exactly where it slips away, because the last leak is the one draining you the hardest, and you probably haven't looked at it in a long time. If your bank balance never seems to reflect how hard you work, hit subscribe now, because you're about to see why, in plain daylight. Start in your kitchen, in the drawer beside the stove. Open it. There's an avocado slicer from a phase that lasted a week, a strawberry huller you've touched once, a garlic press that stays dirty because cleaning it takes longer than just using a knife. $6 to $12 each, every one a small, clever purchase that felt smart at the time. A Japanese kitchen, by contrast, tends to run on about 3 tools: one good knife, a board, a pan, built around shokunin, the craftsman's habit of getting genuinely good with a few things, instead of buying a gadget for every job. Here's the quiet truth. You didn't buy 30 gadgets over the years. You bought the same feeling 30 times, the feeling that this next one would finally make you the cook you wanted to be. And that feeling is the pattern. Watch it now, because it's about to repeat in every single room. Follow the money into the garage. There's the stack of empty storage bins waiting to hold something, next to the full bins whose contents you can no longer name, next to the closet system you installed last spring that already needs its own system to fix it. American households spend somewhere around $1,000 a year on organizing products, and report feeling just as cluttered afterward, sometimes more. A Japanese home runs on katazuke, putting things back where they belong. But the part everyone misses is the ruthless flip side. Anything without a real home isn't meant to be kept at all. The bin let you skip that decision. It turned a hard question, do I actually need this, into an easy trip to the store. Storage was never solving a storage problem. It was quietly selling you permission to keep owning too much. Now walk the money into the closet, because this next one feels almost free every time. The 12-item order that arrived in a plastic bag last month. The impulse run because a coworker wore something you liked. $8 to $30 a piece, each one weightless in the moment, and the closet fills faster than anything ever wears out. A Japanese wardrobe tends to be built slowly around iki, an understated confidence in your own taste, maybe 20 pieces chosen once and kept a decade, so getting dressed takes 90 seconds because the choices were already made. And here's the reframe that should sting. That I have nothing to wear feeling every morning was never about too few clothes. It was the friction of choosing between 40 things you feel lukewarm about instead of 8 you love. You're not building a wardrobe. You're renting one from your future self at a rate that compounds every year. Stop here for a second, because the next leak is the one that funds all the others, and it's so small per trip you've never once caught it. The candle in the nice jar, the seasonal throw pillow, the little sign that says gather in a scripted font. Under $30 each, none of them a mistake, and the room looks finished for about a week. Then your eye stops registering it, the room feels off again, and next weekend you're back for another candle and a tray to put it on. A Japanese home carries almost no purely decorative objects because its beauty comes from yonobi, the beauty of usefulness, a philosophy named by Yanagi Soetsu during the Mingei movement. A tea bowl is beautiful because it works. A kettle is beautiful because it's boiled water for 200 years. Beauty that does no job stops being beauty and becomes performance. And that's the engine underneath everything. Decorative purchases don't fix the room. They give you a hit of the feeling that it's finished. And that feeling always wears off, so the loop restarts, forever. If you've felt that exact loop, drop the word loop in the comments. I read every one, and half the smartest money habits I know came straight out of that section. The money moves into the bathroom next, to the cabinet that won't fully close. Toner, essence, 3 serums, 2 moisturizers, a retinol, a roller you used twice, a mask that expired in 2023. Skincare and beauty can quietly run past $3,000 a year, and most of it sits half-used. Dermatologists point out that once a routine passes about 5 products, the actives often start canceling each other out. The acid neutralizes the next ingredient. The moisturizer blocks the retinol you paid $40 for. The industry can't sell you 3 products used consistently for a year, because that ends the sale. So it sells you complexity, which needs refills forever. A Japanese routine leans toward kire, clean, cared for, simple, a good cleanser, 1 hydrating layer, a moisturizer, used nightly for years. Your shelf was never a routine. It was a collection of small hopes that the next bottle would finally deliver the face you thought you were paying for. Now the money walks to the back door and the register, the 2 leaks nobody thinks to question. By the door, cases of bottled water, carried in, chilled, carried back out to recycling, repeat every 10 days. Over a decade, that's thousands of bottles, and somewhere in the range of a few $1,000s, for water your pipes already deliver for a fraction of a cent a gallon. A $20 filter on the tap does the job for a year. A Japanese kitchen tends to run exactly that. A small filter and a glass bottle in the fridge, guided by shisen, using what's already in front of you instead of routing around it. The tap water was never the problem. The habit of not trusting it was. And at the register, the extended warranty. $89, offered right after you've committed to the big purchase, when your decision fatigue is at its peak. These plans carry retail margins that frequently exceed 50%, and a large majority are never used, many covering what the manufacturer already covered for free. You didn't buy protection, you bought the feeling of it, and that feeling was already in the box. And now the last one, the one I promised at the very start. Open your statement and scroll slowly. The streaming service, nobody's opened since spring. The box from a free trial in 2023. The app from one old trip. The gym that's become a monthly guilt payment. Americans commonly lose a couple $100s a year, and by some studies far more, to subscriptions they don't use. Here's why it's the worst of the 9. A subscription isn't a purchase, it's a permanent expense, pretending to be a temporary decision. You decided once, years ago, when $15 felt like nothing. Every month since has been the tax on that one forgotten choice. Japanese consumers lean toward mottainai, genuine regret for anything wasted, including money quietly draining on autopilot. And that's the whole secret. These aren't 9 separate problems. They're one pattern wearing 9 costumes, a single old choice that keeps pulling money from your account long after you stopped paying attention. The gadget, the bin, the candle, the subscription, every one is a rent you signed once and never canceled. The Japanese aren't wealthier by luck or willpower. They just refuse to sign the lease in the first place. So here's the one move for this week. Don't overhaul anything. Just find 3 recurring or repeat purchases hiding in your last statement and cancel or skip them. Only 3. Next month, 3 more. Inside a season, the leaks close and the paycheck you already earn finally starts staying. If this made even one of those invisible rents visible, share it with someone who works incredibly hard and still watches their money vanish every month. They might be 3 cancellations away from finally getting it back.